Okay, we call this meeting to order at 4:37 p.m. April 18th.
19th.
Or 19th, sorry. Is there any additions to the agenda by admin? No?
No additions.
Any from council? No?
No,
Okay.
I will make the motion that we adopt the agenda as presented.
All right. All those in favor? Motion's carried.
And Tracy is online? Sorry,
Oh, I'm sorry.
forgot to tell you that.
Can you hear us, Tracy?
I'm in favor.
You're in favor? Okay. All right. Everyone's read through the minutes of our short last meeting.
I'll move the minutes of February 15th, 2023 as presented.
Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor? Okay, thanks, Tracy. All right, let's move on to development, 5.1, development permit application 15-010-2023.
Yep.
Go ahead, Peter.
Sure. So the applicant owns a 10-acre parcel with the legal description of part northeast 55911 west of the 5th. Plan 0426181, block 1, lot 1. The application is a discretionary use garden suite manufactured home. The proposed garden suite will, if approved, will use the existing septic and water well located on the parcel. It is zoned country residential, and with that, a garden suite is a discretionary use. Besides that, it was referred to our infrastructure department with no concerns. The garden suite was advertised as a discretionary use in local papers, and adjacent landowner letters were sent with no letters received to date. It is my recommendation that the Municipal Planning Commission approve development permit 15-010-2023 for a garden suite manufactured home with the following conditions. And would you like me to read those?
No, I read them.
Okay. So this individual is a cousin?
It is his wife's cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just have one question. So I thought that we got an update on the MPC guidelines, and I thought you couldn't use the family relation anymore.
We have to use our land use bylaw as what it says, and in our land use bylaw currently it states that the occupant must have a family relation or a relationship dependency between the occupant and landowner.
Okay, but
That will be in our next land use bylaw update to change that, for
Okay.
sure.
So we don't put ourselves at risk being like this right now?
No, I don't think so, and I do think that there is some leniency in there, and that right now at this point, there's a relationship of dependency is more what we, or myself as the development authority, look at. And
So it's not a blood relation that you're looking for a dependency relationship.
yeah, I wouldn't want just somebody just renting it, but to be more of like this person I know this person, they're close relation to me, and this will benefit them. And
Again,
Yeah.
just so that I'm clear, I support it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just trying to make sure that we're not running afoul of the law here. That's all. So
no, and with that, we are supposed to take our land use bylaw for what it says, and I know that that's something that we want to change as administration.
okay, very good. No one else, if I can find the recommended action here.
Anyone else?
Nope.
No? Tracy, you're good?
I can go ahead and make the motion.
Yep, go with it.
that we accept application 15-010-2023, application for garden suite with conditions as described.
Any more discussion? Okay, I'll call a question. All in favor? Okay, motion's carried. All right, now we'll go to the subdivision application. 2023, that'd be 6.1. 2023 sub 01.
Yep, so this is, the applicant is in attendance for a proposed subdivision to subdivide two parcels, both being 5.5 acres from an existing 22.77 acre parcel on part northeast 225912 west of the 5th. The proposed southern parcel, 5.5 acres, has an existing garden suite. The proposal is located adjacent to the McLeod River. It is zoned country residential, and the proposed parcel conforms to the size requirements of the subdivision at between 4.94 and 9.88, and the density provisions brings the quarter section, I believe it's supposed to say to 6 parcels actually, so that's a mistake, but to 6 parcels on the entire quarter, which is still within our density provisions. This area has been included in the flood hazard assessment area, and the parcel mainly is located within our flood fringe. It was referred to a number of agencies, including our infrastructure department, Alberta Environment and Parks, or Alberta Forestries, and I can't remember what they call themselves now. But infrastructure's comments were that it would need to create a 30 by 30 cul-de-sac turnaround area. The approaches will need to meet the current standards and be built in order to enable a school bus turnaround easily. There are 2 existing septic systems on the parcel, and they will require to be checked by a provincially accredited agency. The water table testing is a requirement to ensure that there is a building site exists on the new proposed 5.5 acre parcel. Water availability study, I believe, might have already been done, but it is a requirement on the quarter section as it is at 6 parcels on the quarter. It was sent out to adjacent landowners with no letters of concern received. And one more comment from Alberta Transportation is they had no concerns, just recommend no building within 30 meters of the McLeod River, as the river is erodible at high water events. And most of these comments have been reflected in my conditions at the end, but municipal reserve is required to be collected and payable in money in lieu. The amount shall be equal to 10% of the appraised value of the parcel of the land to be subdivided. It is my recommendation that the Municipal Planning Commission approve subdivision application 2023 sub 01 in consideration of the following reasons. Would you like me to read those reasons and conditions?
No, I'm just wondering through the chair if, you just didn't mention the letter from the town.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the town did. Did I include that in here? Oh yeah, the town.
Yes.
The town requested any sewage systems be constructed to a 100 flood level at the environmental reserve to be taken, which is fairly standard. And I think they even had just copied and pasted their last referral from her last subdivision. So, yeah.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
That little dog leg, that's just for river access?
The little dog leg.
The little spot comes up in the front. Parcel 1.
Where do you exactly
On
mean?
the
Page 27.
He's talking about the parcel
The
1.
20 meter and the 30 meter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is just, for subdivision to stay within the right
Oh,
acreage.
I thought it was
To
just
get it
strict.
to 5.5.
Yeah, and it might change, it might not be quite
Okay,
corner.
okay.
I just have one question on the Mr. Chair. Just on the, in referencing the town's letter, the whole property is flood fringe, correct?
Correct. Well, there's like a little tiny portion in like the
Floodways.
Yeah, there's some of it's floodway,
tiny portion, yeah, in the
but the
floodway.
rest of it's flood fringe.
Correct.
So we can develop with limitations in flood fringe, nothing in floodway, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, but the letter from the town is saying you can't put a septic system in flood fringe at all.
It just needs to be built up to point foot. They're saying that.
We wish to note that the proposed subdivision is completely within the flood fringe and a portion along the McLeod River is within the floodway. Development within the flood fringe would not be permitted to use septic or sanitary systems which could harm the surrounding environment. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of everything.
Yeah. That's a good question. I'm not familiar.
Mr. Chair, Sam is kind of.
Possibly I can answer that.
Oh, sorry.
A few years ago when I built my place right now with the septic, as long as it was built up to that level, it was fine. It's just you don't want it lower so that it could seep into the river. So there's only certain kind of sewage systems that were allowed
And that
on the
hasn't,
flood fringe.
that hasn't changed because it
Not in
changed.
the last 5 years.
I did
don't
call Ron St. Martin too about it, who is a local contractor, and he said that basically what Sam said, that as long as it's built up and they're following code, they can get their permits there still.
Okay.
So yeah.
I just, my only concern, I don't want people going all the way down this thing and hitting brick wall. And
Yep.
So I want
Absolutely.
to ask the question now, that's all. That's it.
Okay, is there any more discussion on this permit? You okay with the discussion, Tracy?
No, I'm fine with it, thank you.
Okay.
Questions have been answered?
No?
Yeah, I propose that we accept subdivision application 2023 sub 1 with conditions as applied.
Any more discussion? Okay.
Just one thing for what Reed was saying about town's comments, there is another section here that says, Town of Lakewood Commons requests that any sewage system shall be constructed to the 1 to 100-year flood level and the environmental reserve be taken.
And it was my understanding that that's covered under the inspections that are required for it anyway. So is where I was seeing that covered. Okay.
Okay, we're good. Call the question, all in favor of? Tracy, thank you. That subdivision passes.
Okay, I just have one more thing. I just want to let this board know and let council know that Peter and Brenda and Joan have been very helpful and they're pleasant to work with. So can you pass that on, please?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't pay her for that at all.
Pardon me?
I said I didn't pay you for that at all. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Wonder what she would have said if it went the other way.
She still would have said that.
Okay, let's move on to 7.1. Any of the information items?
I'll make a motion that we accept the information items as presented.
Any discussion on those items? All in favor of the motion? Motion's carried. There's no new business, so the next meeting is slated for the 3rd of May.
Correct. Yeah.
So, 3rd.
I'm trying to get all my meetings to be more items in them. but just sometimes these applications have come in at such bad times where the advertisements requirements and then get pushed back, and then the letters to be sent, and then referrals to Alberta Transportation, and so you have to, I'm trying to make it so that there's only one per month. That's my goal, but we'll do what we can do.
Well, construction season's coming up, so let's not delay people. 2 weeks is a
No, no,
long
no.
time when summer
No,
comes on
of
the
course not.
weekend.
Dave?
One quick question here to administration. It says the next meeting date at 5 PM. Typically, we're at 4:30.
We've only been at 4:30 because
There's been-
council has had other meetings afterwards.
Okay, just checking.
So is one on the 3rd at 4:30 as well?
It'll be at
Says-
5,
Says 5. I was just making sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
unless there's another meeting, but I don't think so.
No, Corinne gave me a calendar of when your GNP meetings are and when council meetings are. So before we even schedule
Right.
an
Right.
NBC meeting, I check that calendar and I check with Corinne to make sure we're not in conflict of any
I'll try to change that
dates or
this council
locations.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll need to find a motion.
meeting.
Dave?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Yeah.